Alright, today I'm going to show you guys how to install some Ohlin coilovers in general. These are going to be the Ohlins on a 2001 S2000. And you don't have to take them all off, just as long as you crack them loose. And you do that for all 4 tires. Alright, so once the car is up, you can start removing the tires from all 4 sides. Once you have all 4 wheels off, you're going to open your hood. Now we're going to start taking out the front suspension off. It's just going to be these 2 bolts up here from up here. Alright, so for the front, you're going to get a 17 millimeter. You're just going to loosen these up to get rid of the control arm. Loosen that one too, and then so you can move this out the way. I already kind of cracked it loose. You might need a wrench to hold this one down, just so it doesn't move on you, but look, I'm not gonna need one. And before we do that, before we loosen everything up, I'm gonna get the jack and just place it under here, just so you can hold it up all together. And that's gonna be just to hold it, so I'm gonna show you guys where I put it, just so it doesn't fall on us when we start removing everything. So that's one of them out right here. So I'm gonna remove the other one. That's the second one out. Alright, so once those 2 are out, there's gonna be a 12 millimeter holding the brake line. This is the brake line right here. And then you're just gonna loosen that up as well. So I don't know if you guys can see, but you get it in here. It shouldn't be on there too tight, so. And that comes out. And you can put this bolt to the side also, just so we don't lose it. And once that's out, we're just gonna remove this one. I believe that's gonna be a 17. It's a 17 millimeter. So we're gonna get that out. Alright, so I'm breaking it loose with the breaker bar, just because it's on there pretty tight. So okay, so once that's out, you can go to the top. Alright, so we remove these 2 bolts, the brake line and this bottom one right here. They're all right here. It's going to be 17 millimeters and then 12 millimeter. Yeah, they're going to be 14 millimeters. Put these to the side also. Alright, so it came out. You kind of want to like push this down. If you're doing it by yourself, push it down to give it away from the bottom, so this little like fork things can come out, and then you just push it out, get it out. Now we're gonna get our new one. This is the new one right here. We're gonna put it in inside of there. So put this to the side. Be careful because there is a line there. You don't want to break it. Rip it. So now it's kind of in there. I just gotta get these 2 to line up and then push it in. So once those are on there, you want to secure this first. So you're gonna put your washers if you have washers. And you're just gonna snug these down. Don't tighten them too much right now. All right, so you're gonna go down here and you start lining everything up so you can bolt everything back up, and then this is gonna be installed. So they provide hardware for you to use. Yeah, it's gonna be a 17 millimeter. So you're gonna hold one end with a wrench or another socket, and then the other end you're gonna tighten it down. And they're both gonna be 17 millimeter. And Ohlin provides a nut for you to use. So tighten that down. So once you have those two threaded on by hand, you're gonna tighten it down. I'm gonna tighten this one down also. Alright. So now all that's left to do is we gotta move this little bracket for the brake line just so it can clip on there. Now we're gonna be all done with the front ones. This is the passenger side. The driver's side should be the same. The rear is a little different, so I'll show you guys the rears. All right, so I loosened up this bracket for the line, for the brake line, with the I believe it's a T15. You loosen that up. There's gonna be a little hole right there. You loosen that up, and then you're able to move it however you want, and then just move it to where obviously you're not stressing the brake line. So yeah, the brake line, Ohlin provides a 10 millimeter nut and bolt, so you're able to secure that brake line to this coilover. So just use what they provide. You get a 10 millimeter wrench to hold the backside, and just tighten that down, not too tight. And then after, you're gonna tighten the brake line holder down to, once your leg's satisfied, to where it's at. And don't tighten this one down too tight either. You can tighten these 14 millimeters. Alright, we already installed the front two. Now we're just gonna install the rear ones. So to get to the rear, pretty easy, but you just gotta go to your trunk and remove all this liner basically. On the driver's side, you have to remove this to get to the 14 millimeter nuts on the top hat from the rear ones, and then this one you're gonna have to remove the spare tire. All these are just being held on by like these kind of clips. Either there, so you can use like a flathead and then just like clip them out. Like so, they just turn to the side and they pop out. So that's what all this is being held by. And so we'll just remove this spare tire, and the spares out, and those are your two 14 millimeter nuts on the passenger side. So you're gonna remove this there, and then that's gonna be a 17 millimeter. Yeah, 17 millimeter. Alright, so once that bolt is out, you're gonna get a 14 millimeter and go from the top side. And I'm just gonna loosen this one up, just straight down so you can see. It's right here. This one's loose. This is the other one right here. It's one of them. We're gonna get the strut out. I'm gonna lower this down. And then you're gonna put it inside the holes, line them up there, and line that up here. You're gonna get a jack, and if you have two people, it's a little easier. And now you can do it with one. Just it's a little bit more difficult, but you can get that there, and kind of just support it there for now. And then we're gonna go to the top side, and we're gonna start threading these on. I'll push them a little more. All right, so that's in there. It's finger tight. Now we're gonna go from the bottom, and we're gonna get the nut that's included, the Ohlin's included, and this bolt, and we're just gonna put that on here, line it up with the lower control arm, with the hole in the lower control arm, and then just tighten it down, and the rear is gonna be done. So you're gonna want to lower your jack a bit, lower it, and line it up. I think this should be lined up right there. Slowly, and once that's on there, you put this nut on. You're gonna get a wrench, 17mm wrench, hold it on this side, or another, or a now you're able to take out the whole jack, and that's on there. Now we're gonna go to the driver's side rear. It's the same thing, except to get access to the top 14mm nuts is a little bit different. Now we gotta remove all these clips right here on this side to get access to it here. And this one right here. Should be able to put this down. And honestly, we should be fine like that. So the bolts are gonna be right here, but this is your fuel line thing. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to our gas cap and loosen up these 3 8mm nuts. Loosen that out. We're gonna put that to the side. All right, so you're gonna need some an extension and a deep socket to get access to these. But once you loosen up the gas cap, you're able to move this a bit without completely removing it. And then yeah, just to have access to those two 14mm nuts. So you can get a jack and just kind of lift it from there. We're gonna take out the rest just manually with the ratchet 17mm socket. All right, once you have those bolted down, you can go ahead and put the fuel rail thing back on. There's this one, just tighten it down. I'm gonna go over here and just tighten these on. You have to align these holes, and then you're able to put down the nuts. It's on there. All right, so this is the car after installing the coilovers. It's pretty high up still. Well, not compared to what I had. I had I believe they're Coney. Yeah, I think they're Coney struts and then some Swift springs. But it did raise up the car quite a bit. I got 2 fingers after it settled in the back. in the front, like 1.5. I haven't messed with the ride height yet because I'm waiting on some wheels, and you also need an alignment after you're done. Yeah, it's the install. Thank you guys for watching.